So it's key that it's used correctly, and I'm going to run over that, and it's key that it is demonstrated to every single customer before they have their hair coloured. But what was happening is when we had our old testers, okay, they were little black testers, you got 7 of them, and they sat in that little space. What would happen when that kind of deal came in? As much as I can tell you guys, make sure they put the testers in the colour bar. And as much as you can tell those guys, oh, put your testers in the colour bar, what actually happens is they pull out the display, but you know, it's not really their fault, they put it up, or the receptionist or someone does, and they put the testers in that little thing, and that is where the testers stay. Because I know, because I walk into salons, and first thing I do, I open, if they say, oh, it's not selling so well, the first thing I do, I open the testers, and I'm like, well, you haven't touched your testers, you're not going to sell it, okay? You might sell the odd piece, all right? Now, the key, we obviously know, is to demonstrate it to every customer before they have their hair coloured. You can colour right through it, it doesn't create a barrier. It's an addition to your work, okay? It's not like you're saying to your customer, oh, don't come back. You're saying to your customer, I'm about to give you the most incredible hair colour. I've worked very hard to learn how to do colour, to make you look amazing. I actually don't want you to see your roots in between time, because you are going to get roots in 10 days. So that is the key, that is how it works. You're showing your customers something, you want them to look after their hair in between time. Now, we realise that those testers might not have been working as effectively as they could have. So what we actually did, and you guys are going to get this now, is our tester palette. Okay. And this has been a long time coming. I've been pushing for it for a long time, but you know, it has to go through the correct kind of processes and everything, and finally it's here. So do you guys like the look of that?
Yes.
Okay, so the key is with this, and it should make it a bit easier when you're saying to the guys, this sits either on your stylist station or it sits by the colour bar. And it's very easy for you to, and it comes with, you get a little pouch with all the brushes, they're all named, and all the shades are named on here. So you either wheel it over to your customer, and it makes it super simple to then just match their shade. Okay? So you just say, oh yeah, you're a light brown, let me just match that, there you go. When you leave, you can grab your light brown shade. These have gone crazy. Get them in the colour bar. Get them where people can use them. Get them open and leave them. They need to be accessible to people. That is what's key. You know, and once the thing is, and I'm just going to talk about the application, okay? The application is key as well. If one of the hairdressers, like you say, picks it up and it's like, no good. They're not going to like it. They're going to go, oh, that stuff, no, I don't like that wow stuff, right? But I can tell you, where this is demonstrated correctly and embraced by a team, it flies out the door. I mean, it sells like crazy. Every single colour customer takes one. Now, when you're applying it, and it's important, obviously, I'm going to tell you guys just to share this on when you do it, it is the small end of the applicator brush that you apply the powder with, okay? You don't just take just a little bit, you load it up. You get a lot of powder, okay? Don't be scared of it, load it up. And then when you're putting it on the hair is held taut, flat down to the head, okay? And then it is dabbed. Dab, 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 dab. And that is how you make the difference. And I know I probably told you guys before, if you are still going in, like I said, you're all going to have a tester palette now when you go into salons to show them. But to get this in, you've got to demonstrate it as best you can. You know, you have to just walk in and look. I joke, but I say I go on root watch when I walk into salons. I like hunt roots because I know if I, as a hairdresser, or selling colour, wow, if I can walk in and find some roots, it's like a done deal. Because it is. I can effectively demonstrate it. Rich saw that the other day. As soon as you walk in, you show someone that. You show someone that you can put a platinum highlight into dark roots. It doesn't just become, oh yeah, it's a root cover for everyone. This is something that you actually use as a styling tool as well. And this is another level of a way you can describe it and talk to hairdressers. I always kind of use the example of you've got, I show a picture of me doing some like platinum highlights, and this girl, Emily, she's got like dark roots. If she had come to me as a hairdresser for a blowout, you know, and she's just sitting there in my seat, she's heard about the salon, she's having a blowout, it's a Friday night, or she's an older lady and she's got some grey, and there's nothing you can do. You can't put a spray on clean hair because it feels dirty and it feels like goopy on the hair, but you can use colour wow because it's like seamless. It looks and feels completely natural. So when your customer sits down, they have a beautiful blowout, their hair is not finished if they've got a landing strip down their head, is it? You know, so you just take this, and this is a styling tool. It can even be charged as an upsale as well if you wanted to, maybe with blow dry bars, and some salons just do it just as $5 with a blowout. We give you a quick root touch up just for the night as you're going out. The awards are just phenomenal. We're now, and you're going to get all the award sheets. The awards are now 36 worldwide beauty awards. Okay, quite a few more from the last time we spoke. It is constantly growing. We just won the CEW Indie Brand Award at the CEW Awards. That is literally like an Oscar, and that is voted by all the top heads of the company. There's a hairdresser out there, I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with her, Jen Atkin. Okay? No, maybe not. But whether you like the Kardashians or not, she actually does all the Kardashians' hair. She has a huge, huge following. I think 1.3 million followers on Instagram. She loves Colour Wow. And again, we had some nice little things where you can actually see some of the quotes from her in some of these top magazines. And on her Snapchat, on her Instagram, I'm doing Khloe Kardashian's this. She doesn't use it to cover grey. She doesn't use it on an older clientele. And this is what I'm kind of getting at. She uses it on young, girls and young women to actually put on their part line, to make their part line look a bit thicker, to actually use in their hairline, to make their hairline look a bit thicker. So again, there's this big movement towards, if you are a little bit kind of thinner in some of these areas, even younger women are as well, this is the ideal thing because it's waterproof, it's sweat-proof, it looks natural, and you can just work it into the hairline. Okay, so you can actually thicken up that hairline again, okay? There is sprays out there. Yeah, there's sprays and there's mascaras. And all I would say again is the demonstration. Demonstrate it. They need to see, if they see the Colour Wow working, that other stuff will be like out the door. Because the other stuff, there's these sprays and there's mascaras, they don't look real. They're uncontrollable. You can't get into these little intricate areas like this, especially those mascaras, which are like they stick to the scalp, they go lumpy, they feel like dusty, they don't ultimately actually cover that well, they look matte, they look flat. Exactly. And yeah, so the crayon, I mean that's a rude crayon, I mean that's old school that you wear, and it's like a wax. You know, the differences are like crazy. The cheaper knockoff powders now, you can't colour through them because they contain these lake dyes which actually these you can colour through them, they are purely mineral. And that is key when you're explaining these people. People want this more natural move towards hair products, so it's purely mineral. So when it goes on the hair, very multi-tonal, will completely blend all different shades. Yeah. For me, there's no reason why every salon wouldn't. Every salon has to carry a root touch-up. Right. No root cover-up out there has won one.
Do you want a bone? Do you want a bone? Do you want a bone? Do you want a bone, bitch? Good boy.